need to pick up the pace. And I've seen it for a long time. I've also sat on the sidelines for too long of a time probably, but also maybe I needed to sit on the sidelines and just have enough to get to the point where I was tired of seeing the same cycles over and over again in the world and in myself, because the outside world is just a reflection of your inside. Guys, come on. The pieces are piecing. We have to stop letting our minds trick us and fool us into thinking that we are incapable of making this kind of change, that we aren't doing the things that are supposed to be done by us. Does that make sense? I really hope so, because that thought was kind of just coming out of me. The dogs are barking in the neighborhood, and I feel like they're confirming me and affirming me and saying, yes, Zoe, speak that truth, girl. I am not used to myself having this much makeup on. Hi, it's me again. I literally don't recognize myself. This is nuts. I haven't done like full beats in a long time. Maybe I need to like bring life back into my nose, but I kind of like it not. Tomorrow I have a Halloween party, so I wanted to practice. I believe I'm gonna dress up as a Bratz doll, just because I don't have the mental capacity or the desire to go out and shop for something else. So I really want to see how I can pull off a costume of sorts by using what's already in my closet. And because, ooh, I also haven't worn lashes in such a long time, and I just felt something touching my eyeball. Hello? What is it that I'm feeling? Anyways, and since I haven't done makeup in a while, and Bratz makeup is, you know, a little bit more doll-like. I also just wanted an excuse to put on makeup and put on eyelashes. And honestly, having eyeliner on now, I'm kind of convincing myself to become an eyelash girly once again. We'll see how things go. I also really enjoy my bare face. I am using A313 from France, from French Pharmacy. My mom bought it for me when she was out there, and I am just working on having my skin be. So I honestly only have concealer on as my foundation. I don't have like a thick layer of foundation on, which is really nice. I'm also laughing because I'm literally still in my workout clothes, and then I have a full beat on. And my lips look kind of crazy because I overlined them to get that Bratz doll thickness. But yeah, we haven't filmed a video here, guys. As you can see, my microphone is on my music setup, and I've just been in this nice playful space where I'm learning how to produce my own music, and that is such, hold on, my phone is dying. That is such a crazy development with me as an artist, as a music artist, as a creative person, because I've always wanted to produce my own music. And how is it my battery is dying? I just switched the battery. Hold on. We're back to the same old, aren't we? Okay. Sorry, that's so unprofessional, you guys. But yeah, I haven't really filmed a video. I've been working on music. I'm so like into this fitness routine, regimen, villain era, 75 hard challenge era that I'm in, that I'm so, what is it? Like, I'm not, how do I even want to say this? I've been figuring out what it is that I'm able to dedicate my time and energy to. And that it's nice. I love that I literally am spending hours almost every day working on music, just writing, and even if these songs that I'm writing don't turn into songs that I release, it's the exercise of getting myself into that creative flow and being able to just tap into it and then create, like just seamlessly create. And it's really cool, and I wouldn't want to be in a different space. But also me creating video content like this and seeing when I do post my one every 5 to 7 day video, at least the last 3 videos have been very, very far apart. I'm reminded that I'm consistent, that my consistency is inspiring to people, and that I have multiple friends telling me that I need to put these on podcast and reels, and just doing more with this outlet of mine, that I'm realizing how important it is for me to use this way of interacting with you guys and expressing myself and releasing from myself is such an important thing. So the topic of today, obviously you guys have clicked the title, but just to reiterate it for myself, it is your perception of yourself is lying to you. Because when I was told by multiple people, oh, your consistency is so inspiring, you know, I want to be like that or emulate that in some kind of way, and people are reminding me or telling me, first of all, that I'm consistent and that they're inspired by it. Whereas in my mind and where I sit in the world, I'm just like, I'm not consistent enough. I'm not doing enough. I'm not putting myself out there enough. I'm not creating enough. I'm not X, Y, and Z enough. Us as individuals, we are so close to who we are that we forget how much work we're putting in and how far we actually are taking ourselves. We have to pull ourselves back from being so close to the mirror of who we are and recognize that the work that we put in that seems so blasé and that doesn't seem so significant actually are so major to our journey and our growth and who we are becoming as a whole. I honestly just need to get out of my head. And I say this so many times. I've made so many videos talking about getting out of your own way, not taking ourselves so seriously, allowing ourselves to play. And me putting on makeup today, I was having such a fun time. I have been doing this. Another one of the things that I have been doing for years, just because I like doing it and it's fun to me. And now that I actually understand how my face works and I'm able to actually accentuate versus trying to create a new face, I'm having even more fun. Because when I first started doing makeup this evening, I was like, this can go really bad really fast because I haven't done makeup in a good minute. I'll do a little bit here and there, maybe some mascara, maybe some blush, my concealer, but I have not done liquid eyeliner in a minute. And this looks really good. And the last time I did liquid eyeliner, I was just like, I don't like how it's making my face look. And now I'm just like, am I becoming a liquid eyeliner girly again? But that's, I don't even know what I'm trying to talk about here, but it's about not taking, what is it? Your perception of yourself is lying to you. My perception of myself has been lying to me because I am so in it. I feel like I'm so high, first of all. Is that better? Hold on, let me move back and lower you guys a little bit. Okay, I think that's better. I haven't even had caffeine, you guys, and this is just where life is. It's fun. It's so nice. Oh yeah, I was doing my makeup. I was watching Global All Stars, just having a good old time and becoming my own little brat's fantasy. And I'm in this new era of my life where I'm so excited. I mean, the full moon that we just had yesterday, today is the 18th, yesterday was the 17th. Full moon, full super moon in Aries. Anything else? No, that's it. Full super moon in Aries, Hunter's moon. I mean, I've been seeing a lot of things talking about the full super moon that we just had being a bit of a kick in the ass. And yeah, you know what? I stated, and I still am a 5 a.m. girly, but I have not been living the life of a 5 a.m. girly. And I will be honest, I will admit to my faults. And every morning, my villain talks to me in my morning pages, and she's just like, you're better than this. What life is it that you want to live? You want to be a 5 a.m. girly? You want to knock out your morning routine before 9-10 o'clock, but you're not waking up at 5 a.m. so you can knock out your morning routine by 9-10 a.m. So what is there to do for you to make this happen? You gotta be disciplined. You gotta get out of your own way. You gotta get out of the perception of yourself that is believing old narratives and that still accepts the standard of life that we used to accept when we were this past version of ourselves, but we're not that person anymore. So why are we still allowing ourselves to do the same things over and over again? Like we say before, it's all serving a purpose. It all is leading us to the right place. But when are we gonna have enough of doing the same thing over and over again? I'm talking to myself. Maybe I'm talking to you. I'm probably talking to you because you found yourself here somehow. But yeah, I'm seeing the things that I'm doing, and more every day. I'm getting closer and closer and living in it more and more. And I'm just like, you know what I mean? And we have to stop letting ourselves slide. We have to stop allowing ourselves to make excuses for bad. What is it? We can't reward bad behavior, especially when it comes to ourselves. I'm in this place where I'll pick up a good momentum, and then, I'll move back a couple steps, and then I'll be like, okay, I gotta move forward more. And then, it's always that slingshot effect. And I have to be okay. Oh, I saw this the other day and I wish I screenshot it or wrote it down. But it was something about having to accept that the path forward also includes a couple steps back sometimes. And that was I was just like, okay, as much as I want to say from day one, I'm a 5 a.m. girly. Every single day, I'm doing it. We can't expect perfection. I've said this. I say these things. And yet, in my active life, I am still finding myself in that spot where I'm just like, what are we doing? Why aren't we doing the things that we said we were going to do today? Last night, this morning, tomorrow, whatever. You know what I mean? But it's a part of the learning where you finally get to the point where, have you had enough? Have you learned the lesson? Or are you going to repeat it 1 more time, 2 more times, 3 more times? I feel the Aries energy. New beginnings, very fiery, very passionate, very intense. And I was telling Mr. Man, I don't know why I said it like that. I'm honestly how do I even explain? I'm different. I feel it. I feel it so much. I feel I'm different, and I'm in this are you in or out type place with a lot of things in life. I'm very cutthroat right now, and I'm feeling it more and more. It's probably the villain era coming into play, and I'm still surprised at how it is that I'm approaching life when I already made this agreement weeks ago that I signed up for this. And I think that's a very fun part of life, is that as humans, we'll sign up for something, and then because something else distracts us in those future present moments leading up to where we're actually fully living out that life, and maybe not even fully living it out, maybe we're just like starting to get those glimpses, those glimmers, those experiences of the life that we have been calling into ourselves. We're still taken aback, like, oh, what's all this? And I'm in that place where I'm just like, what's all this? Don't go, don't leave, but what's all this? You know what I mean? I feel parts of myself shedding, and I feel, especially because I don't overly socialize with people these days, and I really keep to myself. I keep to that close circle that is mostly just myself and my company. Hello? I need to floss later. I'm realizing how much I've always been like this, and it was that masking layer of people pleasing and wanting to be liked by people that I didn't even fully like, and not choosing myself every single waking moment and every single sleeping moment of every day. That now that I do, and now that I am that person that chooses themselves every single moment of every single day, I have such higher standards for what I accept to intermingle with my energy. I am so you know what I mean? I guess that's why I like making these videos, and I like creating my art, because I get to do it in my safe space. And I listened to the audiobook earlier this year, but I'm now going through my physical copy, and I'm almost done with it, of The Creative Act by Rick Rubin. I don't know why I forgot his name. Rick Rubin's The Creative Act, and all of the ideas and the concepts, and reminding myself that because I've just felt called to do this for my entire life, I have felt called to do this, to make YouTube videos, to make music, to be a person that is guiding society and humanity forward, and taking on this huge responsibility that we said in the last 2 videos ago, by the time this is uploaded, that I was intimidated by my own goals and just mere purpose that I felt to the core of me, that I always knew was the life that I would live one day. And now that I'm living it, I'm in that early stage of fully, truly, completely, standing in that power. How do we do this? I'm gonna charge it while using it. The dark forces want to take my light away, and they won't have it. They can't have it. I can't be stopped. I honestly make myself laugh so much these days that it's nice. The other day I was pissing off Mr. Man because he had sent me this reel of a girl making sourdough on her flight to somewhere in Europe. A long flight is what she was on, and she was making her sourdough for her sister to bring it there. And I was like, that's me. And I was just making jokes with Mr. Man, and he's a very serious guy. I'm a Scorpio. And I'm just here like, oh, I was saying some funny shit. What was I saying? Oh, it's like how I transported dough to you, except elevated. Get it? And I was like, it's international dough. Just saying all this stupid shit because in that moment I was laughing so hard and I knew that he just wasn't gonna he wasn't gonna feed my fire, but I was just gonna feed my own fire. Oh, sometimes I'm just like, do you really fuck with me? But then again, if he were to feed my fire, I would just be like, this is my moment, not you. But anyways, your perception of you is lying. Your perception of you is lying. The thing I like the most about this villain era, this 75 hard challenge 2.0 that I'm doing, is that because of the villain era and because, especially in my morning pages when I'm writing, you know, I'll start my morning pages as myself because one of the tasks for the villain era challenge is to write your morning pages as your villain. And so how I do it is I'll write my morning pages and I'll start off as myself, as like regular Zoe, and then like a page, maybe halfway through the 3-page morning pages, my villain will step in and she'll just be like, okay, good morning, that was sweet and all, but like, let's get together. Let's get it together. Let's get together. Let's get it together. Did you wake up on time? And you know, she'll like put me in my place, which is nice because that's like the duality of the divine feminine, you know, your light and your dark side, your Lilith and your I don't know who the opposite of Lilith would be. Your Lilith and your other one. I listened to a podcast talking about Lilith and it was just so, I love how aligned life is. And the more and more that I do this work, the more I'm affirmed in various areas of life that I'm always doing the right thing. That even if I feel like I've fallen off, I'm not consistent enough, or I haven't whatever enough, something somewhere out there comes into my awareness and is just like, nope. You did exactly what it is that you needed to do today. Like when I listened to that podcast talking about Lilith that morning, question mark? Yes, that morning I had written a song. That was the morning actually, where I wrote 5 songs while I was, from the moment I woke up and took my walk to the end of my workout routine, which takes about an hour and a half to get through it, sometimes 2 hours, just depending. Still working out that flow. And it's just the transition and the waiting in between reps that just takes a long time, I'm understanding. That day I wrote 5 different songs, full demos from top to bottom. It was crazy. I mean, that day really showed me how much this is just like what it is, that this life that I'm pursuing, that I'm in pursuit of, that I've been calling and manifesting for myself is what it is, that these words and thoughts and feelings need to be expressed and transmuted through me. And I will admit that I was crying through a couple of those songs because as much as I love making songs about love and my relationships and self-development, I also have such a perspective on the human race, on how the world functions and that it doesn't function well. Let's be real. We are in an election year. In less than a month, we will be in the midst of a lot of chaos. We are in the midst of a lot of chaos, and I'm, as an Aquarius, Miss Humanitarian. What other use of my gifts is there but to help push humanity forward? Like, I think about it all the time and I call it in for myself because I'm just like, you know, it's not that making the songs about love and self-development and, you know, healing isn't a part of my purpose, because that's also very much a part of my purpose. But there's also such an important role that me speaking on topics, and even if it's not directly naming certain topics, but we know what we're talking about. Context clues. That is art. There's so many, and activism and art hand in hand. And a lot of people have forgotten that, especially in this age, in this era, especially in the music industry. A lot of people, I hate to say it, I'm sorry to say it, but a lot of people are just making TikTok music. A lot of people are just making music that's gonna go viral because it's clickbaity, because it's catchy, because they're emulating someone else's sound. But where is the heart of art? Art and activism, hand in hand. If you're like what Kalani did. Let's go there. What Kalani did. Kalani made a song still about love, still about relationships, but she used her platform, their platform, her pronouns, I forget. I think both. Their platform to make positive change. Even if the music didn't emulate that, the art still reflected it. The platform usage still reflected it. And I feel like we are in a time where, I've said this before, I said this in an older video, that I'm done allowing people who have the platforms and who have the community and the power to be people who aren't making positive change, who aren't actually doing things to help society progress. I was listening to another video talking about how Earth is taking such a long time for us to evolve. And so that is probably why, most likely why, we are experiencing all of these natural disasters, because we need to pick it up. We need to pick up the pace. And I've seen it for a long time. I've also sat on the sidelines for too long of a time probably, but also maybe I needed to sit on the sidelines and just have enough to get to the point where I was tired of seeing the same cycles over and over again in the world and in myself, because the outside world is just a reflection of your inside. Guys, come on. The pieces are piecing. We have to stop letting our minds trick us and fool us into thinking that we are incapable of making this kind of change, that we aren't doing the things that are supposed to be done by us. Does that make sense? I really hope so, because that thought was kind of just coming out of me. The dogs are barking in the neighborhood, and I feel like they're confirming me and affirming me and saying, yes, Zoe, speak that truth, girl. My laptop's gonna die soon. Everything just wants to die on me right now. Ooh, but my power is at 11%. I'll see that as a sign. Another affirmation. Okay, this is getting a little long here. I'm getting a little worked up. I feel it. But I believe that everything has a purpose. That everything is pushing us towards this turning of the page. Turning over a new leaf. Like Miss Plain Jane. I love Drag Race, oh my god. It's just unlocked my creative side, my authentic creative. I don't give a shit about being exactly who it is that I am, but here it is, and you're gonna like it. And if not, then I'm not for you. So, to wrap it all up, your perception of yourself is lying to you. Take several steps back. Speak to yourself in another voice. Look at yourself from the outside in and move from there. Stop taking everything so personal. From yourself especially. Stop being too serious. Stop believing old narratives. Stop accepting the life that you're no longer living and that you no longer want to live. That was a hard sentence. We're in this space of massive transformation, guys. Oop, hold on. We're in this space of massive transformation, and we gotta pick up the pace before the pace picks us up. I don't want to make this analogy that I was about to make. Might be a little too soon for some people. I want to say it, but I just feel like it's gonna offend people. Please don't let this offend you. But don't let the tide sweep you up. The tide is high, but I'm holding on. I keep everyone who is affected by the hurricanes and all of the natural disasters happening right now. You're in my heart. People in Palestine, everywhere else that is affected by the negative repercussions of colonialism and consumerism. You know how I feel about all that. But the analogy needed to be made because it's just relevant. You're either going to take the action or you're going to let the opportunities pass you by. I believe Rick Rubin says it in the book, and I've experienced I've experienced it in my own life. Other creative people around me have experienced it in their lives. When you are given an idea, a download, a creative spark, anything, and you don't act on it, that idea, concept, whatever, will simply be picked up from you and given to someone else who will take that opportunity and turn it into something that exists outside of them. Because this is another Drag Race reference, but when I watched it, I was just like, excuse the fuck out of me. So this year I had watched Sasha Colby's season for the first time because I didn't have like Paramount Plus or anything like that, but this year I do. And so I was catching up and going backwards in time through Drag Race, and I watched Sasha Colby's season. I don't know how I never saw this before, but I was watching the finale, and Sasha Colby's song, Goddess, I think is what she called it. But that song, her finale song, I had the idea for that song, and obviously other lyric changes as well. But the main chorus of that song, where she enters and she goes, Goddess. I literally had that structure for a song. I think I still have it in my notes, and I have the date. I literally had it written out, and I don't have a demo of it, but I had it typed out where I knew what it sounded like. And this is written in 2020, and I believe Sasha Colby's season was 2021. Sasha Colby Drag Race. 2023. In 2023, Sasha Colby performed that song on Drag Race, and I had the idea for a very similar song in 2020. And so that right there is physical proof that if you don't take your opportunity, it will pass you by. And not only pass you by, it will be redistributed to somebody else who will then take that opportunity and release it, create it, do something with it, because it needs to be put out there for some rhyme or reason. Rhyme. It needs to be out in the world. And so you're either going to be a part of that or you're not. And if we allow these incorrect perceptions of ourselves to hold ourselves back from following through with what it is that we need to do in this life that needs to be put out there in order for life to progress and move forward and evolve into whatever it is that it needs to evolve into. I burped a little. I don't know what to tell you guys. Proof right there. There are probably so many other people on the internet that have said like, oh, I wrote this song. I never released it. Oh, I made this film concept. I never did anything with it. We're all interlinked, guys. We're all being fed things from the same source that they didn't steal it from you. You didn't do something about it. So now you're either going to do something about it or you simply have to take the L and watch someone else do exactly what it is that you said you were going to do. This is a reminder for myself, and in turn, it might be a reminder for you. But okay, I need to take Finn on a walk. I'm supposed to be going to my sister's tonight, but I don't know if I want to because I don't want to be home late. But I'm gonna go. I will be back tomorrow because we have lots of things to talk about. Stop listening to the voice inside your head and start listening to your heart when it's calling for you. Listen to your heart. You know what I mean? I'm like on another level today, and it's nice. It's a good level. I like this level. I like this being that is in front of you guys today because she's fun. She's quirky. She's cute. So I'm gonna go. I love you. Be kind to yourself. I challenge you to embrace your villain, to create this alter ego that pushes you to your highest potential. And it's okay if you falter, if you fall down, if you have to take several steps back. You're always going to be moving forward. It just seems like you're not, but you are. You are. So do that. Hydrate. It's dark outside, so no more vitamin D. It's also the sun, like the clouds went away. It was so gloomy the last couple of days, especially with the full moon. So it's very interesting that the sun came out today. Lots of clarity. It's going to be getting warmer for the next couple of days here. Anyways, I got to go. I already said that. Love you. I'll see you tomorrow because I will. And we're gonna be back making videos, so don't worry. Consistency is coming back. We're gonna be back on my bullshit. And yeah. Okay, I love you. Ciao.